maintain effective systems of accounting and internal control during the year under review. D, we are satisfied with the external auditor's findings and recommendations on management letter and management responses thereon, dated this 27th day of March 2024. Signed, Mr. Emmanuel Onoche, Chairman, Audit Committee. Members of the Audit Committee are as follows. Mr. Moses Gurde, member. Mr. Donyowo Labi, member. Mrs. Olomojiba Bakari, member. Sir Ayobola Abiola, member. And my very good self, Mr. Emmanuel Onoche, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our dear Chairman. I now lay the annual reports and accounts for the year ended 31st December 2023 before you. We hereby welcome questions and comments. Please announce your name like a 5-page comment on the annual report to us.
Gafar. I want to start from the audit committee's report. It says report of the audit committee of CHAMS PLC. Page 38. It should be report of the committee of CHAMS Holding PLC, not CHAMS PLC. So that should be corrected. Then we go to page 8, notice of meeting. That shares. Our share price is like over 109 to even go higher than that. Then on page 16, the group managing director's report. If you look at that report, the signature is reading group management director. So it should be group managing director, not group management director. So that should also be corrected. So I want to thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Enifolami. Let's take a lady. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good day, Mr. Chairman, member of the board, regulatory authority represent. Say good morning. My name is Odunuga Samiat Adibanke. Sir, when I first opened this annual report, the first page I went for is to page 2, which is the notice of annual notice of AGM. But one is missing there is very important we share with us to reap from our investment. Please, Mr. Chairman, let's work on that. Page 12. Despite the challenging operating environment, our company was able to grow our dividends, our revenue by 90%, total equity by 2%, total asset by 16%, and profit by 85%. Say kudos to that. Profit to after tax grew by 85% from loss of in 2022. Kudos to both management and staff of our company for this turnaround. Page 19 and 20, board and other board committee attendance. I noticed that this board and committee attendance, it was encouraging, but we can still do more by achieving 100% in our attendance. Please, let's work on that. Page 29, board and directors. I noticed we have 10 board of directors, but we have only 2 female. So this is not good enough in the area of gender balancing. So I want to ask, don't we have independent non-executive directors at all? An increase in repair and maintenance. Please, let's work, try to, when both on group and company, we need to try and work on in reducing some of our expenses. The same thing goes to legal and professional charges. All these fees increase when we shareholders are still struggling to get dividend from the company. I don't think this one is good enough. Transport and expenses, same thing. Electricity and supply. What can our company do on this electricity supply? Can we move? Can we go for solar energy? If and this thing can also help in reducing some of our expenses. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Okay, so I've just completed the three in front.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Peter Enyanuku, all protocols observed. I won't repeat what my colleagues have said. Now, the sensor is on the way coming. What's your preparation so that we can get this job very well? Alaji, please try to use your connection too so that we can get this sensor connection business. The same thing to Ms. Chidoke. Try put your effort so that we can get this job to make this company to grow up. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's what I have.
Thank you. You take just two more questions. Okay, the two hands that are up. Just two.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, regulatory authorities here present, fellow distinguished shareholders. Good morning. Yes, Mr. Chairman, my name is Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel. Chairman, that Eke is spelled E-K-E. Thank you, sir. Yes, I want to start on a note of appreciation. Mr. Chairman, the board members and the staff, thank you for keeping this company running in spite of last year's challenge. It came from various angles, but today our company is still standing. We are in the business of cutting-edge digital solution and services. Yes, Mr. Chairman, very consistent to that. I want to thank you also for using this document we are having here present to showcase our products. Yes, Mr. Chairman, on holding, board holding, and representative of shareholders here. Chairman, I want to ask you whether you are looking at getting people from this other side of the table to be part of that board, because even corporate governance recognize that we should have independent non-executive director on the board. If you go for that for page 46 and 47, yes, my colleague have mentioned it. I sincerely thank the board and management and staff for the profit from negative position to positive position. Although this document before us is historical, but we can use our observations today to build a better future. Very quickly to that, page 48, trade and other receivables, Mr. Chairman. The board and management need to work on it. Also, to reduce the amount. Also, the trade and other payables. Mr. Chairman, our related party transactions, we need to find a way of paying down our debts and also collecting our own that is out there. Why we collect our own that is there? If you look at finance costs, Mr. Chairman, our finance costs grew because we are paying down. But those that are having our money are not paying interest on it. So that is the reason why management and board need to drive or design a means of recouping our monies that are out there. Related party transaction is on page 109. we have net receivables there, 1,380,849. Mr. Chairman, it's very, very key that we should pay our money as at when due. Also, Mr. Chairman, I want to suggest training. When I went through this document on page 79, there is nowhere training is mentioned. Is it that we don't train our staff? It's very important to empower our staff to, for them to bake more cake so that come next year we can have something to share. Like my earlier speaker said, there is need for you to pay dividend. On cybercrime. Cybercrime is of the high, is very high now. I want to ask, do we have cyber security training? If not, can we train our staff to be cyber security to avoid us falling victims of that? I want to equally suggest, since we are cutting edge as our product we offer, can we look at developing training on this cyber security? It will go a long way, since we are in doing the business of this cutting edge digital services and solution. Look at that direction. It might rake in good revenue. I almost strain my eyes to the last when I look at page 114 to 130, talking about unclaimed dividend, Mr. Chairman. Going forward, I suggest that we should make the names so that somebody can read it. Very consistent to that also, Mr. Chairman, the secretary and the registrars should devise a means to reduce this amount we are having. Because if you look at it, it still carry the ones that are statute bar. So let's work on it so that we can reduce it, and those, our shareholders, can as well collect their money. I want to thank the chairman for giving me the opportunity. But before I drop the mic, I want to thank especially the MD and the secretary who have been here to see that this place is in order. I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Yeah, just one more question. Okay. All right, please. That's the last question. Except there is a lady. If there is no lady,
Thank you very much, Chairman. We are very happy to see you and to be at this meeting today, the 40th AGM of our great company. My name is Abayomi Adebayo, a shareholder. I will start my comment from the comments raised by, I think, two of the shareholders for clarification regarding independent non-executive director on the board. So my observation is that I saw on page 22 that Dr. Mohammed Santuraki and Mrs. Ola Mojiba Bakari, on page 22, they were indicated as independent non-executive director, but on page 29, they were indicated as non-executive. Please check. So I think that should be clarified. Dr. Mohammed Santuraki and Mrs. Ola Mojuba Bakari, on page 22, they were indicated as independent non-executive, but on page 29, they were indicated as non-executive. So I think you clarify that for us. And then on 23, Chairman, I want to commend this board that out of 10 directors, 8 are having the shares of this company. And that gives us confidence that in no distant future, they'll be very eager to give us a dividend. That's a very good one, and it's highly commendable. There are companies where out of 10 or more directors, just 1 or 2 of them will have the shares. And that is always a bad signal to our prospective investor. It look as if they themselves don't believe in the company. But for 8 directors to have shares out of 10 directors is very commendable, Mr. Chairman. That's why I'm commending you for that. On page 12, Mr. Chairman, where we have an outlook for 2024, I will say that since raising fund is our major plan for 2024, so we'd like to know clearly which way are we going. Is it the way of rights issue or the way of private placement? But as shareholders, we would like to suggest you go the way of rights issue so that we also can pick our rights. I will believe it will be oversubscribed by the grace of God. We will also encourage all our members to also pick up their rights. I personally support the idea of raising funds because when you raise funds, there will be more profit and you'll be able to pay shareholders dividend. And also, I want to ask the Chairman, have we been able to increase the production of capacity, of our CAD center, since it will lead to more profit for the group? So that is one question I would like to ask. And also, Mr. Chairman, I want to ask, since CAD Center Nigeria Limited is into production of SIM card, so my question is, what is the level of our partnership and relationship with the various communication companies, the likes of MTN, Glo, Salat, and the rest? I think we should have a very robust relationship and partnership with them since we are into production of a SIM card. Also, I want to know, are we not into the production of a ATM card also? And if we are, I believe we should be getting a business from our banks. And the last one, Mr. Chairman, page 28, where I saw CHAMS Access, and I believe it's a money counting machine. And one thing that impressed me is that it is stated that it detects counterfeit notes, and that is very interesting. So I'd like you to please introduce this to various banks, and I know they will patronize you. Thank you very much, and God bless our company.
Thank you so much. Great questions. I think we should stop it at that level, if you don't mind, so that we can move ahead. Most of the questions are commendation for us, and most especially for management. We thank you for them. I will just speak to 1 or 2 whilst I ask the GMD to address the solar energy, the receivables, discuss the cybersecurity with us, tell us about raising funds, and also talk about the car center capacity. The others are more of commendation. I speak to them after the GMD. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the questions. We indeed appreciate it. It's a way of us getting feedback, and this is a way is a means by which we can improve on our performance by getting feedback from your end. On the issue of solar energy, we are all aware of a lot of awareness on ESG, environmental, social, and governance. CHAMS Holdco Company is part of the organization that is interested in this. By God's grace, before we come here next year, we will have gone far on it. Our plan is to have alternate energy by going for solar energy and drop the traditional one in order to make the world better than the way we made it. On the issue of trade receivable and payable, this is in line with our turnover. We can see significant increase in turnover is the activities of the organization. But prior to now, as of today, that receivable has been reduced substantially and the money has been paid. Thank you. It was an ongoing project with MTN, and they have paid and the book has been clear. Thank you. On the issue of cybersecurity, yes, cybersecurity, we are all aware of the implication, a lot of money that the financial institution has lost to all this crime. But it is mandated by our regulators for us to put the appropriate thing in place, control in place. We have a training, we have some of our staff that are qualified. It is a continuous process. We have them. We are regulated and we have to be compliant. So we have a department in the group that is handling this, and the staff are being trained regularly on it. On the issue of fundraising, we're working on that. We're looking at the combination of right issue and special placements. Our sincere appeal to you is for you to pick up your right. Having seen the performer for last year, our promise is that that will be the list. By the time we're coming next year, it will be a lot better. Therefore, once the right issue is out, we pray thee to please pick up your right. Thank you so much. Okay, cash center capacity, that is actually a good one for us. I mentioned that the receivable you saw in the book has to do with the MTN. I'm happy to tell you that as today we have Airtel on board as well. So they are growing, the capacity is increased. Per week, we're doing 5 million cards per week as of today. And by God's grace, before this time next year, we should do more, because we have planned to onboard other telcos onto cash center to produce SIM card for them. So we have increased the capacity, we'll continue to increase it, and very soon we'll have a new plant, another plant for the company. Thank you very much.
Thank you, GMD, for those answers. On gender equality, all right, we're going to address that. We address that. On the board, we have 3 ladies now, not 2, and we are expecting that they're going to increase. And we cherish our ladies. They're doing fantastic jobs for us, and they bring beauty and blessings onto our lives. So thank you so much, madam. We'll look at that. On independent directorship, we have 2 of them. We apologize for the mistake on page 8. We have 2 independent directors. That's Dr. Santuraki and Mrs. Ola Mujiba. On the government jobs, on census, we've had you, and we are glad that Alhaji Modibo is here, and Mrs. Chijoke also is here they listen to you directly. But we also have some good news. You recollect over the years, we had this issue with government on a particular major job. That is going on very, very well. Very, very well. The relationship is normalized now. We're doing pretty well with them. Through that normalization, we expect that in course of time, the revenue of your company will increase substantially based on certain things that are happening. So we are back to bed or in sync with the federal government. So we've noted the census. It's just that eating with the government requires a very, very long spoon. But Alhaji Modibo is here. He will make sure that the spoon is very, very long. And we also have Bashir, our executive directors. We also make sure that they take necessary precautions in the interaction. On training, very good observation, and we do agree with you that we need to do a lot more, especially in skills acquisition. The world is changing so rapidly, so we're going to implore the board and the management to make sure that, especially in artificial intelligence, by the time we are coming next year, we should be able to report to you that we've increased our training budget and our spread. Dividend, we've had you, we're going to look into that also. But like the GMD said, and as you all noted, things have improved very, very well for us. And you gave us the answer. We cannot distribute everything that we made last year. But by next year, we're going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that we are all happy. Thank you very much for those observations and your questions. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. As time is of essence, we shall proceed to voting on the resolutions. We have 6 items that we need to vote on. By the powers conferred on me by Section 248 of CAMA, I hereby call a poll on the items on the agenda. The voting will be done electronically. Given that all the resolutions are ordinary resolutions, a simple majority is required to pass the votes. I will move the motions and then invite a shareholder to second each motion. The results will be projected on the screen for our viewers. The registrar is hereby invited to explain the process of voting. Registrar, please.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Directors and the secretary shareholders, as usual, you have your voting device with you. So if you are voting in favor, you press A or 1. If you are voting against the resolution, you press 2 or B. Once again, if you are voting for a resolution, press 1 or A. If you are voting against a resolution, press B or 2. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. The first item on the agenda is to receive the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023 and the reports of the directors, auditors, and audit committee thereon. I therefore move that the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023 and the reports of the directors, auditors, and audit committee be received by the members. Will a member please second the motion? Yeah. Please, can you pass over the... Mr. Sakakolawole.
Sakakolawole. I second that motion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bolawole. Kolawole. All right. Thank you so much. The motion is hereby put to a vote. The registrars are called upon to count the votes by poll and announce the total votes by number of shares which is displayed on the screen.
Please, can you open the poll? Okay, it's open. Okay, please, as earlier explained, in favor, press 1. No, you are doing okay. Maybe you are not clear when you are coming. Please, poll open, please. We have seen 9 shareholders voted. Count down, please. We have 17 seconds left. 11 seconds. 3 seconds left. Please display the result, please. Mr. Chairman, sir, at the end of this resolution, we have 112 counts, that is shareholder, voted both electronically and by proxy. That is both shareholder physically present and by the proxy, with a total holding of 1,135,572,476 units. That is representing 100% of total vote count.
Thank you so much. I hereby declare the motion carried. Item 2. The second item on the agenda is the election and re-election of directors. In exercise of the powers conferred on the Board of Directors and in accordance with the same Article 81, the directors appointed Mr. Dumebi Obodo as a non-executive director, and the directors are seeking to ratify his appointment as a director. His profile can be found on the company's website. I hereby move that Mr. Dumebi Obodo be and is hereby elected as a non-executive director of the company. Will a member second the vote? Our dear lady.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me the opportunity. The name is Williams Grace Nwakego. I rise to second the motion. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Amazing Grace. The registers are called to count the votes by poll and announce the total votes by number of shares, which is displayed on the screen.
Please, you can start to vote now on the next resolution. You can count that, please. We have 15 seconds to go. Six seconds. Please, that's the result, sir. Mr. Chairman, at the end of this resolution, we have 112 counts, that's the number of shareholders, voted both physically present and by proxy, with a total unit of 1,135,572,047 units, representing 100% of total vote count. Yes, sir.
Following the announcement by the registrar, I declare the motion carried, and it is hereby resolved that Mr. Dumebi Obodo be and is hereby elected as a non-executive director of our company. Congratulations. We will move on to the re-election of a director. Alhaji Yusufu Modibo, a director retiring by rotation under Article 75 of the Companies Articles and Section 285 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and being eligible and having indicated his willingness to stay in office, presents himself for re-election. His reappointment is to be approved at this meeting. I hereby move that Alhaji Yusufu Modibo, being a director retiring by rotation and presenting himself for re-election at this meeting in accordance with the company's Articles of Association, be and is hereby re-elected as a non-executive director of the company. Will a member second this motion? Please. Let somebody with a white cap.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Peter Enyanuku. I so do.
Thank you, dear brother Peter. The motion is hereby put to vote. We call on the registrar to count the votes, please.
Please open the floor for the next resolution. The poll open, please, to elect Alhaji Yusufu Modibo. Receive 8 shareholders voted already. Please count them, please. Seconds. Result, please. Mr. Chairman, sir, I know of this resolution we receive 112 shareholders voted both physically and by proxy with a total unit of 1,135,572,470 units, representing only percent of the total vote count. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Following the announcement of the result by the registrar, I hereby declare the motion carried, and it is hereby resolved that Alhaji Yusufu Modibo be and is hereby re-elected as the director of the company. Congratulations, Alhaji. Congratulations. Yes, he's going to declare a party for that. We congratulate both Mr. Dumebi and Alhaji Modibo for being re-elected. We wish you the very best in the service of our great company. Thank you so much for your work so far. Dumebi, thank you also. The third item on the agenda is to authorize the Board of Directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors in accordance with Section 408 of COMA 2020. It is required that the remuneration of the auditors be fixed by the company in general meeting or in such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. I therefore move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors of the company. Will a member second this motion? A lady, please. Please. Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity. Name is Odunuga Sami at Adibanke. I second the motion.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The motion is hereby put to vote, and we call on the registrar to give us a count.
The poll is open already to authorize the director to fix the remuneration of the auditors. We have 6 shareholders voted for. Please count them, please. result. Mr. Chairman, sir, at this, I know the election, we have one shareholder votable physically and proxy with a total unit of 1,134,951,258 units, representing 100% of the total vote counts. That's it, sir.
Thank you so much. Following the announcement of the result by the registrar, I hereby declare the motion carried. The fourth item on the agenda is to disclose the remuneration of the managers of the company. Section 257 of CAMA 2020 provides that at this meeting that the remuneration of the members of the company be disclosed. Please note that this item is provided for on page 108 of the annual report for the information of our members. The fifth item on the agenda is the election of the members of the statutory audit committee of the company. The audit committee is a requirement of section 4043 of the CAMA 2020. The committee is constituted of 2 non-executive directors and 3 representatives of the shareholders, subject to a limit of 5 members. Members are not entitled to remuneration and are subject to re-election annually. Subsequently, the board has nominated the following non-executive directors as members of the audit committee: Sir Ayobola Abiola, who is online, and Mr. Mohammed Bashir Yunusa, who is here with us. In accordance with section 4046 of the CAMA 2020, members are to send to the company secretary at least 21 days before the annual general meeting nomination letters for any 3 shareholders to represent the shareholders of the audit committee. 3 nomination letters were received for the 3 places to represent the shareholders of the audit committee. The 3 nominations were valid, and the nominees are Mr. Emmanuel Ugochukwuka Onoche, here with us, Mr. Adedoyin Owolabi, here with us, former past president of ICANN. You are welcome. Our dear Moses Ibrude. Having just 3 nominees, I call on the registrar. Is there any need for any voting process? No election. Thank you so much. I hereby declare that the following are the duly constituted members of the statutory audit committee of the company until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting: Sir Ayobola Abiola, Mr. Mohammed Bashir Yunusa. Please, let's give him a big round of applause. Our dear Mr. Emmanuel Onoche, our dear Adedoyin Owolabi and Mr. Moses Ibride. We congratulate the appointed and elected members of the Audit Committee. I know we can count on all of you and rely on you to do an excellent job for shareholders. We shall now proceed to the 6th item on the agenda under the special business, which is to fix the remuneration of the directors. In accordance with Section 293 of CAMA 2020, it is required that the remuneration of the directors be fixed by the company in general meeting. Will a shareholder move that the fees payable to each of the directors of the company for the year ending 31st December 2023 be and is hereby fixed as follows: that a non-executive director's annual remuneration, except chairman, is 2 million. That the chairman's annual remuneration is 2.5 million. Ladies are normally more gentle, so I call on Amazing Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, once again. The name is Williams Grace Nwakego. I move the motion.
Thank you so much. Okay. Other shareholder in the cap, please.
Alaji Sakakola will list my name. I second that motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kolawole. The motion is hereby put to vote. The registrars are called upon to count the votes by poll and announce it.
The poll is already open to approve director remuneration. We receive financial orders. Count down, please. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yes.
I don't do resolution. We receive 112 shareholders, both physically present and by proxy, with a total unit of 1,135,572,047 units, representing 100% of the total vote count. That's the resource, sir.
Thank you so much, our registrar. I hereby declare the motion carried. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the business to be considered at this meeting. Thank you all for taking the time to attend this meeting and actively participating in the affairs of the company, both physically and electronically. I now declare the meeting closed. Thank you. God bless you all. Closing prayer. Oh, Alaja is here? When is she coming? Okay. The youngest shareholder. Okay. Alaja, kindly give us the closing prayer. They are mothers and our sisters, and they take good care of us.
Alhamdulillah, we give thanks to Almighty Allah for the good beginning and good ending. As we are about to wind up the meeting, I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with each and every one of us, guide us and protect us to our various destinations in peace and not in pieces. Rabbana atina fi dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina azaban nar.